Welcome back, and today we are going to cover letters to the editor. So if you've ever heard or ever felt that while you're reading you realize I don't agree with what's being said, you don't even have to disagree, you just want to maybe share your thoughts, your opinion based on experience, based on personal knowledge, this is your opportunity through a letter to the editor. And it has a particular structure where you can make the most impact. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Letter to the editors tend to be short. I'll give the format basically at the very end with a couple of tips. But where to begin? First, you identify what you're reacting to. And we do that by looking at the newsletter clipping, magazine clipping that you're reading, the article, and identifying what that is. So I'm going to ask you again to go up to my writing portfolio where you will find my personal letter to the editor sample, and I will use that to talk about the format. So if you pull it up, the one that I have is SMA, No Final Decision on Beards for All Soldiers. This is from the Army Times, and SMA stands for Sergeant Major of the Army. There is a discussion happening right now at the Army level on whether soldiers should be allowed to wear a beard in uniform. And that is being studied right now. It's being looked at by the Army in order to give a solution on that. So this is my response to that article. The article did not say one way or the other whether it was going to be passed. It just said that it is still under consideration. So let's pull that up, take a look at that. First, where do we begin? We identify what you're reacting to, and that includes the title of the article, the location of the article, and the content. Also, it includes the date. So if you can look at my letter to the editor, you see that I start by stating your December 2nd Army Times article. We have the when, we have the who, the what, and then we have the title of the article. SMA, no final decision, ... Close that in parentheses. Highlights that then Army Secretary. What the highlights does is it's telling us what it is that you are reacting to, what the article is talking about. So that really introduces the first paragraph where you are identifying your reaction. Then we go into adding your credentials. If you're going to give an opinion on something, you want to back it up with either a level of expertise, personal credentials, personal experience, observations, and so on. So what we do is add credentials as needed and make it relate to you. So in this case, I've stated in my letter, as an Army officer of 11 years, plus 4 years as a cadet at the United States Military Academy. Those are my credentials as they relate to this article. So, as an officer of almost 12 years, 11 years, I might have a little bit of experience when it comes to exercising disciplinary regulations and part of the Army. And that makes me not an expert, but have a little bit of understanding when it comes to this decision that will be made at the Army level and how it will impact either discipline, professionalism, or all of the above for those on the ground. And then I state what my stance is, and I clearly say I was disappointed to read this article. So make that very clear. Describe where you stand on the article. Either I support this article, I agree with this article, I was surprised by the article, I was, in this case, disappointed to read your article. And then what we do is we expand on facts. That includes data, that includes history, a testimony, personal experience. So in this case, what I've done is I researched a little bit into the regulations of the Army Center of Ethics and Performance, and I took out the part about what discipline means in the military. So how is it relevant? How is this decision relevant to performance, readiness, and standards across the board in the military, and how it affects the soldiers and those in charge of those soldiers? So I use data that has already included research and connected that, made it relevant to my point on why I am disappointed with this article and why my opinion is such. So it's the letter to the editor must be to the point, concise, summarized, and brief. Really, it should be short. While our guidance was under 300 words, I found that when looking at a lot of the national level newsletters, they are really looking for something no more than 200 words. That is very short, people. So get to the point. Summary of what I've just said. What gets published, really, when we're looking at if you want to get published and if that's your goal. New facts, original reporting and experience that is unique and gives a new perspective to the already published article. Consider that. Also, new analysis, which also consists of new facts and perhaps a rebuttal with analysis to back it up. Also, clever perspective that may be funny, humorous, unique, not your common thought process. And also an official position. So if somebody's in an official position and they make an official comment, they might have a level of credibility that adds value to a different perspective. So consider those when writing a letter to the editor. In summary, identify what you are responding to, identify your response, credentialize yourself with experience or where it is that you're coming from, and expand with evidence. Look up the specs for the website and the particular newsletter or magazine that you're responding to. Like I said earlier, usually 300 words max, but the shorter the better. And also do follow instructions, follow directions on the website. Send to the right person. Include your contact information at the bottom of you can see it on my letter to the editor. Contact information, name, location, home address, email address, and phone. This is something that they're going to want in order to publish you. Send in the right format. Send in a timely fashion. Do not wait a week until the original article was published to send a response. Too late. Include contact information, like I already said, and include your physical address in case they want to contact you. So that is it for Letter to the Editor. I hope that you can use my sample that is included in the writing portfolio. And good luck with writing to those editors and getting your thoughts and opinions out there. Have a good day. Until next one.